Hi everybody, this is Jen from Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio.com. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the Fault in Our Stars cupcake pull-apart cake. We have had so many requests for something to do with this very popular story, and it is also a movie. So there's lots of you who sent me in requests, please make something to do with the Fault in Our Stars. So I heard you and I read the book, loved it, can't wait to see the movie. And so in the meantime, I put together this pull-apart cupcake cake. Let's get started. To make the Fault in Our Stars pull-apart cupcake cake, we're going to be using black buttercream. We're going to be using 22 blue cupcakes. Now this is just vanilla cupcake, colored blue before baking. And I'm going to be using white buttercream as well. Now you notice that two of the bags have small tips and I've got some extra tips here. This is tip number 1, number 2, and number 3 is on the bags, and that's Wilton. That's going to be used for the writing part. Now the other bags are fit with a 1A Wilton and a 809 Wilton. They're just large round tips. You can use any size that you want, and that's going to be used to decorate the cupcakes and to attach the cupcakes to the board. So I have my cupcakes laid out here on a 19 by 13 board. Now, if you're making the replica of the book cover, you would have the lengthwise put up here, but for the purposes of the video, I've just got it laying horizontal here, so you're going to be able to see everything while I'm working on it. The first step is to attach all of the cupcakes to the board, and to do that, I'm just taking my icing, and I'm just squeezing a little bit on the back, and I'll just plop it down like that, and then it'll stick there. So I'm going to finish off the rest of those and be back for the next step. So I'm going to start with the white cloud that's at the top of the book. And so I'm just taking my large tip and I'm just going to follow the outside of the cupcakes just like this. And I'm going around just 11 of them because that will be half, and attaching like that. The next thing we need to do is fill any of these gaps in with additional icing. You don't have to fill them in, but if you don't fill them in, you risk the icing dropping in there and it might collapse. So you just want to squeeze it like that, fill up those holes, and I'm just going to refill my bag, and then I'm going to be back to cover the top of the cupcakes. Now I'm going to top the cupcakes with a little bit of additional buttercream. So I'm just going to go around to the top of all of them. And then over here on the side here, I just have an offset spatula, and I'm just going to smooth the icing out over top of all of the cupcakes just like that. Now that the white part is smooth, what we're going to do is just repeat the exact same process with the black icing. So I'm just going to do my outline again first, and then I'm going to fill the cupcakes in and fill in my holes, and then I will smooth it out and I'll be ready for the next step. So I'm going to use the white cloud first to write the title, and I'll use the black small with a number 3 tip on there. And then I'm going to be using the white icing to write the author on the black ones. So when you're writing, you just want to make sure that your tip is steady, and you just use steady pressure on the bag, and you're just squeezing out gently, and stop your squeezing before you pull the bag away. So I'm just stop and then pull away, and I'm doing the, and then the Fault in Our Stars. And I'll do that on this cake. The next thing I'm going to do is take my white buttercream and I'm going to pipe the author's name, who is fellow YouTuber John Green. He runs the YouTube channel The Vlog Brothers with his brother Hank. So we'll put a link to his channel in the description box. And he's also a New York Times bestseller. So he's quite a talented individual. So I'm just going to type or write John Green here, and then I will show you some of the words I'm going to finish off the cake with. So what I'm going to finish off decorating the cake with are some of the most popular words and sayings from the story. You can pick out whichever ones you want to. I'm going to, of course, use okay. And I don't want to spoil anything in case you haven't read the book, but it's just a term of endearment that Hazel and Gus use for each other instead of saying I love you. So I'm just going to choose a bunch of different words and sayings, and then I'm going to try to put each one onto a cupcake. So if you're serving this at a party or something, you will be able to have your guests each have their own little saying on their cupcake. So I filled in with some of the words and sayings and whatnot from the story. And for these types of words that were larger, I used a smaller tip and number 1, and the medium-sized letterings are number 2. And again, we used the number 3 tip for the title and the author. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make the vertical version, which matches the cover of the book, and I'm going to show you that and finish off the video. So there you go, everybody, how to make A Fault in Our Stars pull-apart cupcake cake. Here's the vertical version that I put together to mimic the actual book cover, and here's the sideways horizontal version that I put together during our tutorial. So I just wanted to thank you guys so much for requesting this fun project. It was a good one to do, and it was a great book to read as well. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite part of the story. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again next time.